Hey everyone, this is Tim McCann and you're watching The Shift. On this program, we're going to take the existential and esoteric and bridge the gap with pragmatic and practical solutions so that you could use these methods in your life right now, and you could create a life that you never want to take a nap from and you never want to hit the snooze for. You'll wake up in the morning and you'll want to hit the ground running because you're living the life of your dreams. Join me every Wednesday at 7:30. Words create worlds. What? Yes, words create worlds. And I don't just mean from a biblical standpoint. When God said, "Let there be light," or "I am the Word," what I'm actually saying is that the words you use in your mind, self-talk or inner monologue, or your dialogue from yourself to others, you are, in fact, creating your reality. Whoa, hold up. Stop the bus. My words create my reality? Yes, absolutely they do. The words that you choose create your own perception of what is good or bad, right or wrong, negative or positive. I'll give you an example, like who's afraid of public speaking or scared of heights? We all know that feeling of butterflies in our stomachs, right? Is it not the same feeling as when we're about to embark on an adventure? Or how about when we see a friend for the first time in 2 years? Or what about when we take a roller coaster to the top of the first drop? Isn't it interesting that we have the same physical feeling and have different expectations and label one as good and the other as bad? But Tim, you said that I could use this content to invigorate my life. I did, and you will, and here's how. In Florence Schovil-Schin's book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, she states that your words do not return void, meaning that what you say comes back to you. Also, keep in mind that your subconscious is literal. It has no sense of humor, does not understand a joke, and accepts everything that is said as fact. Now, there's multiple layers to this. One is the outer talk, which happens out here in the world. Spoken word, the news, radio, television, conversations, you get it. Anything that happens outside of you. Another layer to this is the inner chatter. That is the inside conscious mind. That's the one that doesn't stop. It never shuts up, and it seems to have an opinion about everything. It's annoying. Shad Helmstetter, PhD, wrote a book called What to Say When You're Talking to Yourself. And he goes into great detail and has devoted his whole professional career to studying self-talk. The inner monologue was wired from our past, our parents, teachers, the news, radio, kids on the playground, TV shows, unintentional eavesdropping on other people, etc. And after the years of hearing the same verbiage, our minds become wired to regurgitate and recreate that which we've heard the most of and what was the most impactful. Like that one very traumatic childhood event that you just can't seem to let go of. That's the one that really helps to solidify the rest of the common theme of your inner talk. The last piece is your subconscious. That's the core processor of it all. The big daddy or big mama. The proverbial man behind the curtain. Really, I believe God is the man behind the curtain. But for us human beings, the subconscious is our personal wizard, and God is the universal wizard. The subconscious it's a thing. It's a thing that deserves its own video, and in future videos, I'll be covering that topic. For the remainder of this video, I'll say that the subconscious mind is the one that sets the scene for the rest of our lives, the backdrop, the context, and content that we call our reality. Really, I mean our personal reality, because everyone's theme to their own life is really different. They have their own way of looking at things, and it's really slightly different. This is the most challenging to change, the most impressionable in our lives. Also, this is the supernatural and existential and esoteric, seemingly. This is the one that sets up the people you meet, places you go, and situations you experience that makes things feel like they're serendipitous. So how do we create using words? That's a great question. I'm glad I asked. First, we get honest and claim ownership of what our reality is and what we like and don't like about it, what serves us and what doesn't. This requires diligence, patience, and awareness. To be aware of the words we use to ourselves and to others. It also really helps if we know where those came from. Second, consciously we choose new and more powerful words in place of our old or current vocabulary. Listen for our word choices that come to us repetitively and automatically, and replace them with words that are better suited to where we're going. Third, the veil of the subconscious is the thinnest in the morning and at night. So if you choose to write affirmations or listen to or read personal development materials, these are the most opportune times to do that. The subconscious doesn't like the light. And I've read that when it's dark and you're feeling most drowsy in the morning or at night is when the subconscious is most active, when you are conscious. It's the most active when you're sleeping. And fourth, stay away from negative words, people who use them, media outlets that broadcast it or otherwise. Now, obviously, we're not going to avoid the outside world. That's not healthy or realistic. What we can do is restrict and limit our exposure to it and safeguard our boundaries as much as possible. So I personally never watch the news or participate in gossip. I'll even ask if we can change the subject during conversations. I rarely listen to music on the radio, and when I do, it's a song of my choice. I spend a lot of time being quiet and watching videos on YouTube like this because I love it. I've created a very, very vivid and rich, imaginative inner world for myself. Here's some tips for upgrading your self-talk. When writing your affirmations, be sure to use some inflection and energy. Don't just be robotic. Get excited. Because you're literally changing your life. You're changing your reality. And saying this is how my life is. Your affirmations are present tense, not in the future, right now. Believe what you're saying. That's why the inflection, and do them in the mirror with a smile. Who doesn't like to start and finish the day with a smile? Take action. This isn't a magic wand and we just wave it and things appear. The more physical action that you take that's in alignment with your goals and affirmations, and the more you can reaffirm they're true, be bold, be patient, be present, be active. Hey, I just gave you your first 4 right there. And I'll end on this note. Need is your new dirty 4-letter word. Unless you're talking about kneading dough, you don't say it. That word actually means in lack of. And when you say it, you're actually saying that you're in lack of that which you seek to create. And that contradicts what we're doing here. So replace that with must or require. Affirm and reaffirm that you must have knowledge or require where you're going. That's it for tonight's episode. And for DMTV, I'm Tim McCann, and this is The Shift. Join us next Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. You have a great night.